Welcome to another lesson. I am Brett Papa, and today is all about Hendrixifying your blues licks. If you want help with soloing and how to solo over chord progressions, click the link down below in the description box. That's going to teach you how to play over a chord progression, and then maybe you can use these Hendrix style licks over that progression. Okay, so how do you do Hendrix stuff? Well, first of all, nobody can be Hendrix, so we can only hope to emulate the master. But one of the things he does a lot is sliding. Another thing he does a lot is wide vibrato, and also he does a lot of really cool bending stuff. So let's take those three things and put them into one lick. Also, we'll add four. He uses the notes in between the notes in the pentatonic scale, which is cool. Often referred to as like maybe chromatic licks or something like that, right? Right, that kind of thing. Okay, so, or perfect example. Okay, so check this out. The first part is all out of B minor pentatonic, and we're going to keep that chord in mind. We're just vamping over a B chord. Right? So pretend that's our vamp in the background, but we want to really target this B minor chord. Now in position 1, you can do that, you just look at this chord shape. All of these notes are notes that you can work from, and then they're going to sound great because they're part of the chord you're soloing over. But pay attention also to where you can bend, right? Those two notes, when you bend them, goes into this B minor chord that's in position 2 minor pentatonic. Right? That position. You got a B minor chord right here. It's kind of like a D minor shape, but it spells a B minor chord, right? Okay, so with that in mind, here's what we're going to do. So I slid in one of the notes of my B minor chord. Now I don't land on another chord tone here, but it's setting up my lick. Okay, now I'm going to use two notes of my chord to do this sliding lick, right? And then I'm going to go, right? Now what notes were they? Right? That's right out of the B minor chord. Now you're sliding, and you can, if you're like of the engineering mindset and you've got to use the scale and can't get out of the box. Not dogging engineers, because God knows when our car works right, I thank you every single day. Okay, so anyways. Something about the fusion of coffee and chocolate makes me freaking nuts. Okay, so what we're doing there is we're sliding in, and you can go literally and use the notes from your pattern, right? And slide from, say, this position 2, 11, 9 to 7. Works great. I like the sound of kind of coming in, big slide. And the trick to that is have your hand moving as you strike the G string. That's what she said. And then go to the 9th fret and then the 7th fret. Now these two notes are part of this position 1. But this note right here, that's the 3rd of your minor chord, and that note is a chord tone, a very important chord tone over this vamp. Now I'm going to hit the root note right here. Right, so now I'm going to go. Okay, so now we're sliding again from nowhere and jumping back to the minor third. Now you can go to this note right here. Right? So I can go. And jump back. Totally legit, right? But it's that sliding around. Oftentimes from nowhere. I mean, sometimes he does looks like, he's just hitting everything, sliding into a note that's going to work over the chord he's playing over, right? So big into slides. So that's one of the ways to do it. Okay, now the bending part of the lick, right? We went, and then I go another chord tone, and then now I'm going to use those bends I was talking about to bend into this chord. Now check this out. When you're bending here on the G string 9th fret, you're bending into one of the chord tones of this D minor. It's the 5th of the chord. Okay? Then you got the root and the 3rd. Okay, so you got. Now when you do that part of the lick, this is straight out of the D minor chord as well. Now you got the root right here, 5th, 3rd. And then we're going to bend up here. Now when you do the bends, huge, vibrato. Always. Hendrix had wicked vibrato, these giant, massive hands, and he could just do sick vibrato. So, vibrato's huge. Where there's that, or that sort of thing. When you're bending, work on that sort of thing. That really adds to that Hendrix sound. But we got. Now I'm going to come back, hit the root in the 5th, and then I'm going to bend up. And then check this out. Full Hendrix lick. So you bend up on the E, whole step, and as these strings scrunch together, now I'm going to roll over and hit the B string 10th fret and come down with that, right? And then same thing on the B and G, but the intervals between these two strings are different than here and here. So on this one, you got to bend up on the B and then roll over to your 2nd finger on the 9th fret and then come down with that. Right, so we got. Right. So I go. So that's. Then I'm going to walk down the scale, right? So I've done a lot of bending. Tweak that 3rd, and now we can do that chromatic. So on this one, we're going to go down the pentatonic scale. And then once I get to here, right, on the A string, I'm actually going to go 8, 9, and jump back down to the D. And now I'm going to go 9, 8, 7. Now check this out. This is kind of Hendrix and Stevie Ray. So that's going to be 7, 8, 7, 10, root, and then so, right? And, this is kind of, hard rockified Hendrix licks, but it's the idea, right? You don't want to always sound exactly like somebody. You want to take traits and things that they do from the players that you like and kind of modify them and make them your own. So this is how Hendrix, expresses himself through me, right? This is what I've taken from him and added to my own style. The slides, right? The slipperiness, that big vibrato, and those cool bends, right? Where you're grabbing the two strings. Start to add that to your own. I'll take those runs where he's going down the pentatonic scale, and I'll add hybrid picking to them and a little more distortion, and then suddenly something I've learned through learning Hendrix licks becomes a modified version of that, and I'm using it in my own way, although it's totally influenced from Hendrix blues licks. He's the master, right, at blues licks. So good. If you haven't heard like Band of Gypsys live stuff, or I think there is only live stuff, or the blues album, do yourself a favor, go get those two albums. The blues playing is ridiculous, and those licks are so good, and you'll hear that vibrato and those bends because it's all like long extended jams, and you get to hear how he does that kind of stuff in his phrasing when he actually has time. Some of the other solos, they're short, and they're, real to the point, real melodic, where these are just like going off the reservation, improvising, and just free form, energetic explosion licks. Which are the best. So try those licks out. I hope they work out for you. Again, check out down below in the description box. There is a link. If you like what you saw and want to learn more about how to solo over chord changes, check out brettpapa.com. I'm going to do a little subscription button up here. Make sure you click the bell. I post all the time, so you'll get notified when the videos come out. And over there, I'll put some more Hendrix style videos for you to check out. Thank you for watching. You guys are amazing. Catch you next time.